So, as I was getting Black Ops 2, I effectively performed one of the most childish and manipulative ploys of my entire life. And although it's something that may be shameful, I'm taking a weird kind of pride in it. You know, I think I really showed off my acting chops, I think, in this situation. So, story begins is I did not get Black Ops 2 early. I tried to, but it was too expensive. It wasn't worth it for me. And it was just a big convoluted clusterfuck. And so I decided I'm just going to get it midnight, all right? Opening night, midnight. By the way, quick little caveat here, if you are one of the two people that I met in line, we didn't get to talk very much, but it was very nice to talk to you briefly, and thank you for saying hello. So, anywho, I arrived at GameStop, and I was expecting it to be, you know, not a very big group, kind of 20, 30 people. I'd never gone to a GameStop midnight release. I'd always gone to Walmart or Best Buy, because usually people don't go there because they don't think to do it. They usually think to go to GameStop, but I had to do GameStop this time because Walmart was out of pre-orders, or at least the lazy fuck who told me they were was too lazy to go back and grab another sheet for me. Doesn't make sense? Whatever. So, went to GameStop, got everything taken care of, pull back in, see the huge line of like 200 people all lined up. It's like a whole Walmart length, like a whole Supercenter Walmart length of sidewalk is taken up on this line because the GameStop is right next to a Walmart. So it's hundreds of people, you know, and it's not single file line. This is like giant clusters of people, like five abreast, like all the way up, and so it's ridiculous. And I came alone, you know, and that's an important thing to throw in, because that's what I realized immediately, is that if you go to one of these gaming releases alone, you have no reason to conform to any social norms of standing in line. Right? Let me you know, put this example out there, okay? Now, if there are two people walking together, and you can tell they're together, and they start walking up through the line, people look at them and they're kind of, you know, what the hell do you think you're doing? What are you doing up there? You know, what are you doing in that line? That doesn't make sense. You're clearly walking up there with someone. There's two of you, so you're probably not looking for a third person. You're just cutting in line. Whereas, as a single person walking through, people just assume that I'm looking for someone. I just like scour around. And so what I did is I effectively just slowly meandered past about 200 people. Like, that's all that I did. I just walked by 200 people and then pretended to know someone at the front, made a little bit of small talk, and stood there. And I thought that I had it made then. I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe this fucking worked. I'm going to get it before all these people, even though they've been here for hours. I'm such a manipulative fuck. And then I realized, shit, this is the line for everybody who did like a pre-order with a group or some shit. I don't know. And so they started handing out all the games. And it became patently apparent then, oh shit, I didn't do this special kind of handout procedure, so I'm going to have to stand here and wait for like half these people who pre-ordered it before I can even get mine, regardless of where I am in line. So I was really frustrated for a second, and I was like, God damn it, I really need to get back, start playing this game. I want to dominate in zombies and have some fun. And so then I thought, you know what? You know what I haven't done in a while, Taylor, is pretended to be sick for personal gain. So then I put on my saddest, most pathetic, sick, and like rubbed my eyes even to try and get my eyes red and just like trying to look shitty. Thank God I had a cold sore on my lip too. That added to the effect. Good news there. You know, I looked as sad and sick as possible, and then there were about 5 GameStop employees out, which obviously they were each handing out games to the respective groups, you know. And I went up to this girl because I figured she would be the most empathetic to my needs, and so I just looked at her like this really sad like face, and I was like, so can I pick the game up here? Because I first wanted to try and be like, maybe she'll just forget about it, she'll just hand me the game because I look so shitty even if my receipt's not right, you know? But she didn't, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, sir, you're gonna have to go wait because you didn't pre-order. And I was like, oh, okay, do you mind if before I wait, I just go in and use your restroom real quick? I'm sorry, I'm feeling so sick. Please, I promise. And she looked at me like in a really confused way, like okay, I mean, I want to help you, but we're really not supposed to. And so she said, you know, we're not allowed to have people back there right now with until you know all these games are handed out and all these groups are done. And then I just looked at her like almost like sad, like threw a little cough out there and was like, please, I promise I'll come right back out. I don't mind waiting in line. Please, I just need to get in there. I feel like I'm gonna throw up and I really don't want to do it out here. And then apparently vomit is just the magic word for this girl. And apparently GameStop, like many businesses I've found, don't appreciate regurgitated remains of former meals on the front of their stoop or anything. So I walked in there the whole time looking really sick, trying to play it off, and there was a couple guys behind the counter that I guarantee they would have not, you know, played into that bullshit, but I didn't make eye contact with them. I just walked straight back and told them, oh, she said I could go to the bathroom. Now here's where the tricky part came in. Now, I didn't know 100% how long it was going to take for all these groups to get done. But I did know that as soon as they let people into the store, when I walked out of the bathroom, I could just blend in and just start buying, you know? That's what I knew. And so I had to kind of time it, and I was like listening like a fucking James Bond secret agent with my ear up against the door, trying to hear when the other people were coming in, so then I could go out and try and slip into line unabated, you know? And looking back on this, I'm kind of a lunatic now that I'm thinking about it, listening up with my ear against the door in a goddamn GameStop restroom, trying to get the name a few minutes before everyone else. Whatever. But this is the best part. And I can't take credit for this part. This is due to this chick just being awesome, you know? So I walk out about 10 minutes after being in the bathroom. I didn't want to, you know, come out too quick, because then they'd be like, that's suspicious. Maybe you didn't have to vomit, or maybe you weren't taking a shit and you're really sick or something. So I wanted to give it a little bit of time, but as I was walking out, my heart sank, because I was like, shit, my ears must suck, because there were already tons and tons of people in there, like a lot of people in line already. And I was kind of disappointed, like, shit, I may actually have to walk back to the end of the line, and this whole fucking debacle may have been for nothing, and ended up making the whole process more convoluted and, you know, time-consuming than possible. But as I'm walking out, and as I'm reconciling with myself the fact that this whole ploy was probably a failure, the girl from the store looks over, and she motioned at me, and was like, oh, get him first, get him up here, because he's sick, he needs to get home, he was just in there throwing up. And it was almost like I felt like I was the Queen of fucking England or something. I was like, what? Me? You want me to walk to the... Oh Lord, I'm blushing. Like, and I couldn't believe... Like, I was so happy, I wanted to just smile, but at the same time, I had to keep up the facade of like, oh, Jesus, just give me the game. I can't even play it tonight. I gotta go home and vomit and just poop my brains out or something like that. I don't know. But I do think they realized they were swindled after I left and jogged back to my car. But that's the end of the story. I probably, all in all, I probably got the game... probably 40 minutes early, I would say. There were a lot of people there. Unless they were going to be going ham on those registers, there just is no way that 3 people were getting through those hundreds of people that fast. So, saved some time, probably irritated some people, but, you know, I don't care about them. It's all about me. Alright, that's it.